Hi, and welcome to another episode of Business Spotlight. I am Teresa Strong-Meyer with Action Coach Tampa Bay, and today we have yet another wonderful business owner here in the area. I have with me Johanna. So Johanna is going to come on, tell us a little bit about herself and the business and how long she's been in the area. So I'll let you take it.
Awesome. Thanks. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Johanna Zenobia Krynytzky, and I'm owner and director and artist and dance artist and choreographer and dance coach. And I've been in Tampa Bay since 2000, actually. So my company, Hip Expressions Belly Dance, has been incorporated in St. Pete since 2004, bringing our inclusive creative movement community to Tampa Bay.
Awesome. So if you are familiar with this area, you've been in this area before and you've gone to any festivals, anything that I've ever seen, like especially near the water, you have probably seen her set up. And I am so excited to be speaking with you today. So can you tell me, because your business is kind of unusual, right? But it has lasted through the test of time. So tell us a little bit about how you got started and what, because it has to be passion, right? So tell us a little bit about that.
It is kind of funny. I never thought I could be a professional belly dancer. I thought you can never make a living as a dancer, so I'll be a massage therapist. So after I graduated college, I was very excited to start dancing, but again, I didn't think you could make a career out of it. So I moved to the area, I got my massage therapy license, and I thought that I would do massage and a little bit of belly dancing on the side. But honestly, the belly dancing took off. And soon I was dancing, every single restaurant in Tampa Bay that has belly dancing now, I was one of the original dancers there when that place opened, and in a multitude of places that are no longer open, of course. I also, in 2001, I helped start the Treasure Island Drum Circle, which happens every Sunday at sunset. Yes.
I didn't even know that part. Wow.
Yeah, and now it's crazy big and happens every week. And we have another drum circle we're doing at Sacred Lands. We do a lot of events there to support that Native community and the 501c3 non-for-profit that they have going on there.
Wonderful. How did you make this a business, Johanna? How did that happen?
Well, it started just by following my passion. I was working in museum education after I graduated from the University of Chicago. I was in Chicago. And I thought, life's too short not to do what you're passionate about. So after my grandma took me to a trip to Turkey and I fell in love with belly dancing there, I decided that was something I wanted to continue. And so when I moved here, I started teaching a couple classes, dancing a couple places. And I met Karen's son, Ray, who's Hip Expressions co-founder. And she also has a passion for Polynesian dance. And so we just started working together and having a couple classes a week, belly dance, and then we added Polynesian, different styles of belly dance. There's tribal, there's fusion, there's Egyptian, there's Turkish, there's all sorts of different styles. And then we just kept growing. Our community kept growing. People loved what we did. We were performing at different festivals and, like you said, over on the beach and doing fire shows. And yeah, our community just grew and grew. And now a lot of our teachers are either teachers I have trained that started as my students, or teachers that have moved here from other places and just been really impressed with our community. We really, really focus on being a body positive environment for all ages, shapes, sizes, colors, everything, come and join us. Yeah, and it's been really incredible. And I've worked really hard to keep that vibe. We have a lot of community work, a lot of discussions around just supporting each other as women, as men, as people who want to identify as whatever they want to. This is a place where you can come and learn. And we got belly dance, we got flamenco, we've got burlesque, we've got Polynesian, we've got Brazilian Samba, we have Nia, we have yoga. We just kept growing and growing. And now we have over a dozen teachers. So yeah, it's really powerful.
That is beautiful. So two things. Because I was leaning towards, like, how is this a benefit to us as because I know it's physical, so there's a physical aspect of it, but I like that you talked about being body positive. What other things what other enhancements does it make to your physical, your mental? Talk to me about that.
Absolutely. It's so interesting how cultures all over the world include dance, include music as part of their culture. It's part of society. It's part of what you do. In the Western world, I feel, here now, we're so much in our mental space. We're constantly up here. We're
Yes.
constantly, disconnected from our bodies, from our spirit, from our souls, from any physical work. Even people go to the gym and they're running on those machines and they check out
Right.
because they're listening to music or they're watching a screen.
Yeah.
So the benefits of dance is not only developing a connection between your mind, body, and spirit, developing a connection with the earth, with gravity, with your self-confidence, with your sense of balance, with, of
Mm-hmm.
course, the physical benefits of
Mm-hmm.
staying flexible and strong, all of that.
Right.
But then also connecting with other dancers. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just about yourself dancing in a space, it's about connecting with other people who share
Mm-hmm.
that same mission to be connected. And then lastly, it connects to a tradition. All these
Mm.
traditions come from ancient times, and all the dancers
Wow.
and movers that have gone before us, now we're connected to a lineage. It's something that's, from the beginning of time. They say belly
Mm.
dancing is possibly one of the world's oldest dances, and it's just how people related to themselves and their environment and the world. And
Mm.
in today's society, we're so much in our heads
Yeah.
that getting that connection with the body and with creativity, for me, that's the real
Mm-hmm.
soul of it.
Yes.
It's not just going to a dance class or aerobics class or movement class, anything. It's not just going there and kind of following along and doing what they say.
Right.
We really emphasize, how do you explore these ancient moves and how they feel for me in my body? What does it
Love
feel
it.
like to do a
Mm-hmm.
shimmy? What does it feel like to undulate? What does
Girl, you
it
made me
feel
want to
like?
come on to a class. I'm ready to do some movement in my seat. I love it.
Yeah, do it now.
That is
Exactly,
wonderful.
exactly.
So many business owners, especially ones have been in business for more than 5 years, had to go through the pandemic. So how did that affect you and how did you get through it? I know, right?
Well, everything can be a gift and opportunity if you look at it that way, right? It's a
Absolutely.
choice. It's a choice.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying it was easy.
Hmm. Right.
But one of the things that we switched to is having an online presence, of course, like
Hmm.
most people did,
Hmm.
and figuring out how to say, okay, well, we can now take our classes virtual. So we actually set up our studio so that every room had a virtual element so that we could have people in class, of course, socially distanced and, according
Wow.
to all the guidelines that
Yeah.
happened. And some classes purely virtual so that people
Hmm.
can join us from anywhere. And it's
Hmm.
so interesting because we've kept that element, absolutely.
That's what I was going to
And
ask, if you maintain that. Yeah.
and many people really enjoy it. But what we're finding is that people want to be with each other in
Hmm.
person and they really want
Yes.
to feel that connection. And
Yes.
so while many of our classes are hybrid or purely
Hmm.
virtual, where they're both, there's some classes that we keep purely physical because there's some magic about not having a camera in the room. I mean, there's magic to
Absolutely.
having it too, but there's
Right.
that magic
Right.
that happens when nobody's watching, nobody's recording. It's
Yes.
that one little moment in time. And that's one of the things that really inspires me is dancing with live music.
Hmm.
Dancing to tracks is beautiful, but having that live element of like, this is happening now. And I'm going to
Yeah.
improvise in the now. And I'm going to feel the energy of the room and the music and the people with me to guide them through some movement practices that help them accept themselves for who they are
Hmm.
and explore what their boundaries are too. So
So
yeah, there's
exciting.
that.
I know. I appreciate that so much. I attended my first drum circle this year, not too long ago, a couple of months ago, just by happenstance. I just happened to be in the area and they had started one up. And it was just remarkable. It was just so magical that people just come together, start making sound, and just make this beautiful noise. It was just like, I can't believe this is happening. So yeah, there's definitely magic in that. So I
Absolutely.
really appreciate you being here. What advice would you give to someone in the creative space who wants to start a business?
Someone in the creative space that wants to start a business. I would say, the biggest thing I've really learned from starting a business is, of course, learning to delegate, learning to hire and get people to do the things that instead of trying to do everything myself, right? Trying to
Yes.
figure out, okay, what can I outsource? How can I do all that? Which is difficult when you're first starting, but
Hmm.
absolutely find your team, find the people that
Right.
believe in what you're doing, and they will help you make it happen.
Hmm.
And then the biggest thing that I've really learned is when you're running your own business and when you're in the creative arts and when you want to involve other people, which is everything in this world,
Mhm.
is learning and getting the training in leadership skills.
Oh,
Bec-
yes.
because what I'm finding is that when I lead a classroom, when I lead a performance group, when I lead a troupe, when I teach people, when I'm working with musicians, dancers, drum circles, everything, there's that sort of that this communication skills and the
Mhm.
compassion skills, and it's all very important. It's something that we're not taught. We're taught to
Right.
be creative. We're taught a
Mhm.
skill, whether it's
Mhm.
dancing or art or painting,
Exactly.
whatever it is. We're taught that skill, but it doesn't mean that we know how to teach it or share it.
Right.
So I actually started a dance leadership training program for dancers who
Mm.
want to take their skills sort of to the
Mhm.
next leadership level of how do you share it. There's so much classroom psychology in how you deal with people, how you build relationships, and it's so
Mhm.
easy in the world in general and the arts world
Mhm.
to get sabotaged by our own doubts and fears
Yes.
and
Yes.
anxieties. And
Absolutely.
unless you address those from the inside out, there's going to be a contagion that spreads it. So
Yes, ma'am.
really
You are
learning,
speaking my
ah,
language. Mhm. Yes.
so really,
Absolutely.
really learning how to, what's my truth? How do
Mhm.
I share that with others with a yes and not with a no but?
Yes. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. This has been a sheer pleasure. I'm just enjoying your energy just through the screen. So thank you so much. And this has been a treat for me, so I really appreciate it. And for all of
Yay.
you, we will, oh, first of all, tell them how they can get in contact with you. I didn't even do that part.
Oh, oh yeah. So we're at hipexpressions.com, also on all the socials. We try to maintain all that, of course, but hipexpressions.com. And we do an intro special. It's $99 for an unlimited month. So you can try all
Mm,
the different dance classes and then decide. We do 10 class packs and drop-ins and memberships. There's lots of options. And then because we
wonderful.
want to make sure dance is accessible for everyone, we also have
Mm,
scholarship and work study opportunities. So yeah, get out there and dance with us. It's fun.
beautiful. I love it. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again next time.
Thank you. Mwah. Be well.
Thank you.